Hello, my darlings. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. This is my very first video that I am uploading on YouTube, and I'm having a year of doing all of the things that I've been wanting to do. That is my goal for this year, for 2024. And the first step to that journey was shaving my head. I am in my mid-30s. I am a mum of 3. I have never done something that wild and out there. I mean, it's just hair, right? But that was the first step, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna ride this train for as long as I feel the need to. So I have wanted to start on YouTube, particularly Booktube, for a very long time. If I'm not reading, I am on here, looking at your videos, getting all your recommendations, compiling them all and buying them all and putting them in my TBR. And look, it's honestly insane. I'm never going to finish reading all of the books on my TBR. I'm never going to read all of the books on my Kindle or in my bookshelves or anything like that. But how amazing is this community? I just love it and I want to be part of it. So, like I said, totally winging this. This is just one take. It's going to be a mess, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. I've written down the 10 questions for the Booktube Newbie tag, and then I've pressed record. I haven't thought about these questions. I am sure that I'm going to fumble my way through it, but come on this journey with me. It's going to be fun. So the first question is, why did I start this channel? This is a channel I've been wanting to start for a very long time. I am consistently on YouTube looking at Booktube videos, and I am passionate about reading, and I don't have a lot of people around me that, you know, read as much as I do. And, you know, there's a lot of books that I have read thanks to YouTube that I never would have found otherwise. So if I can be that, you know, if I can be the person that recommends a book that changes someone's, you know, reading life, you know, if it becomes a new favorite, like, I want to give that to other people, because that's the joy of being a viewer of these sorts of channels. So, yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I have been holding myself back because I don't know. I mean, there's questions in here like, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? I don't know. I have such an eclectic range of booktubers that I follow, and so many of them are quirky in their own ways. And I don't really know what I can bring to this, except for the fact that I'm a woman in my middle ages. Middle ages. I am a woman in my mid-30s. Not quite at middle age yet. Please don't get ahead of yourself, Lauren. But I'm a woman in my mid-30s. I have been a mum. I've just done the working thing, you know, and I'm ready to start doing the things that I have been saying for so long that I want to do. And the fun and unique things that I can bring to YouTube is the fact that I can bring the fun headspace that usually requires escapism. I'm so excited about being able to do fun and quirky videos, and, you know, I'm so inspired when I watch people's videos, and I don't know, I feel like bringing my spin onto it. I mean, I'm not special by any means, but I just want to be able to find people like me, you know, find people that love a little bit of metal music and love quirky books and love sci-fi and love fantasy and, you know, love to just spend days with books. But yeah, so I can't tell you that I'm going to bring anything new or different to this channel, to YouTube in general. But what I can say is that I can bring you a variety of books because we'll go into genres later, but it's very varied. And I personally think that it wouldn't have been this varied without Booktube. And I'm hoping that, you know, this is an opportunity to be able to find like-minded people, but also find people who haven't found the books that I love, and find people to share that with. because I want to be able to talk to people about books. There are so many books that I've read, especially in the last 12 months, because 2023 was a ride, everybody. Like, it was a ride. And I read a lot of books because I wanted to get off the ride. So there's so many books that I read last year that I am just desperate to talk to someone about. So I guess I can bring that. Is that cool? Can we roll with that? Because I can't think of anything else, but I'm sure that if I do think of anything, I will put it in future videos. What am I most excited about? I've kind of covered that. I'm so excited about meeting people like me, meeting people who love books as much as I do, meeting people who want this to be, you know, the main thing in their life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being a responsible adult absolutely freaking sucks, right? So if I have an opportunity to be able to do something that makes me happy, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So question 4, why do I love reading? I love escaping. I love learning about things that there's no way I would have ever experienced, because my life is not, you know, I haven't experienced the same things as these characters or these writers, you know. I love that I'm able to get knowledge of experiences and stories, whether it be fiction or non-fiction. You know, it's just so wonderful to be able to discover new worlds and meet people and work out why they do the things they do in these stories and what leads them to that moment. You know, it's fascinating. I've always been interested in reading and learning about people, and it started off with memoirs, and now it's just branched out to, you know, like people who are time traveling. And, you know, I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, so time travel is a massive yes for me. And, you know, things like the multiverse in Marvel, come on. Like, that's never going to happen in my actual existence, but how cool that I can experience it through reading. I could also experience it through movies, but I am much more likely to pick up a book. I couldn't even tell you why. Question 5 is, what book series got me into reading? I'm going to be pretty generic here. I feel like this is probably the answer for everybody, especially in my age range, because when I was I've always been a reader. So like, I read Narnia and, you know, Goosebumps and Babysitter's Club and all of that when I was a kid, right? But what really got me into reading was Harry Potter. We don't talk about the author. I don't agree with their views in any way, shape or form. But that book series created so much magic in so many people's lives. It brought magic into my life that I don't know I would have found in other ways. I mean, Narnia was amazing, but it branched me out into fantasy and magic and school, like magical schools and all of that fun stuff. So despite the fact that we don't agree with the author, and I'm not going to go into tangents about that, but it's what introduced me to reading. And I'm really glad, because they were good books at the time. They're still good if you separate them from the author, you know. But yeah, that's the book series that got me into reading. Long story short. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Who inspired them to start their channel? I'd love to know, you know, what inspired them to jump on YouTube? Yeah, and I guess like it's a generational thing. I don't want to sound like I'm an old lady, but you know, when I was younger and YouTube came out, it was very different, you know. And now it's just like there's so many beautiful people on here who are just sharing their lives and sharing their stories and sharing their experiences with the pages in books. Question 7. What challenges will be the hardest on Booktube? I think that it's very hard to put yourself out there, and this is quite a vulnerable thing to do, to put yourself on a platform where anyone can see it. And I think that, you know, it's going to be hard if there's any criticism. there is a risk, you know, that I might say something that will upset people, or I will like an author and then not realize that they're problematic in some sort of way. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. And this is a very vulnerable space, and I'm not sure that I'm going to always get it right because I don't know what I'm doing. Question 8 is, when did I start reading? No, I've been reading. It's been my passion for most of my life. I ended up with glasses at the age of 10 because I was reading so much and I wasn't going outdoors enough. Not much has changed there. My eyes are still rapidly declining, but that's fine. Outdoors is nasty, especially at this time of the year. I'm in Australia and it is so stinking hot, and the last thing I want to do is be outside when I can curl up with a book instead. I started reading very early on. I would say around 3, 4, I was reading. I had a huge break from it, admittedly. Most of my 20s I wasted because there's so many books out there that I need to read. But yeah, there was quite a decline in the amount of books that I was reading in my 20s. And that's because I was a mum. I had 3 kids in my 20s, and, you know, that was my main priority. Yeah. And now that I'm back in the zone, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I will never stop again. Never. Never. Next question is, where do I read? Literally anywhere. I will listen to audiobooks when I'm cleaning. I will listen to audiobooks in the car. I will listen to audiobooks when I'm walking. When I'm at home, the kids are pretty much know that there's going to be a book in my lap, at least next to me. You know, if there's any second that I get a chance, I'm picking that book up. I mean, like, obviously I prioritize the responsible adulting, if I have to, but there is nothing better than spending a day just reading in bed, on the couch, in the kitchen, wherever. I don't care. Question 10, which is the most exciting for me personally because I love getting into this topic. What kind of books do I read? I read so many different types of books. I wish that I could narrow it down to a genre. Memoirs. I've always been a big fan of memoirs. I really, really love when people share their stories, whether it's in person or in a book or whatever. I really, really am so intrigued by people and their journeys. But in the last couple of years since I started watching Booktube, I'll read anything. I love a good mystery thriller. I haven't found many that, you know, have been my top books, but I love mystery thriller. I am huge on fantasy. Brandon Sanderson is a god, and I will not allow you to debate me on that. I love sci-fi. If it's got time travel, portals, alternate realities, different, anything like that is my bag. I love it. I dabble in romance. I like a bit of Emily Henry. I love a little bit of romance as long as it is healthy. I don't like the toxic, sort of like controlling, I guess it's just based on life experience, you know, I've done it, I don't need to read about it. But I love romances that are, you know, healthy and show people working through their trauma and their stuff. I really love memoirs. Jeanette McCurdy, her memoir was insanely good. And I still dabble a little bit in paranormal. Just a little bit. I took a big break and now I'm kind of like, you know, I'm down with vampires again. I can do Anne Rice again. I can do stuff like that. But yeah, my genres are very varied. I like a bit of everything. I read a little bit of science. I love reading about, you know, history of the planet and things like that. What Yuval Noah Harari, Sapiens, the first part of that book was what I wanted the entire book to be, if that makes sense. If you've got a favorite book, I'd love to hear it. And that's all the questions. And my beautiful cat has decided to come in right at the end. Hello. That is the end of the questions. And I thank you. Thank you again for watching this video. If you got this far, please just, even if it's just a hello comment, I would love that. I would love to connect with people. But yeah, I think I'll close it here for now. I mean, I'm partway through a vlog at the moment. I'm reading a couple of really wonderful books that A little bit more Brando because we love Brandon. And I've found this series of books, the St. Mary's Chronicles, which I'm absolutely devouring. So there'll be more videos coming. I'm going to no longer hold myself back. You know, we shave heads and we get on YouTube. And we cuddle cats on YouTube and talk about books. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I can't wait to learn more about you guys and discover some fun books together. So join me on this journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.